shares are up more than 210% year to date as the AI hype train keeps pushing markets forward. And while Nvidia is in no immediate danger of losing its grip on the AI wave, rivals are looking to step up their game. For more on this story, we are joined by Yahoo Finance tech editor Dan Howley. Hey, Dan.
That's right, Brad. We're talking about Nvidia because they obviously had that blowout quarter last week, doing an incredible job as far as their shares go this year, over the past several months as well. And then also the fact that with the AI train and AI hype wave, they're the ones that are benefiting the most. But as you said, they're not exactly out of the woods when it comes to rivals. Yes, right now they've built this kind of moat around themselves, but the rivals that they have, AMD, Intel, others that are looking into AI or working through AI. We'll talk about the likes of Qualcomm, ARM, which Nvidia uses, also mentioning more about AI, though they're more of a supplier than anything. But when it comes to AMD and Intel, they're really trying to step up their game to take on Nvidia. And specifically, we have AMD and its MI300X chip, and Intel with its Gaudi 2 and 3 chips. They're not as powerful as the Nvidia chips, those Gaudi chips, but they're also working on another called Falcon Shore. So we have Intel and AMD both pushing deeper into AI. And experts that I spoke to said, look, as far as the technology goes, these two companies could catch up very quickly to Nvidia, despite the years-long jump that it had on them in getting to this space in AI. And so really it's the software aspect that's keeping Nvidia ahead of the likes of Intel and AMD, as well as the hardware. But there's also the idea that, sure, there are rivals out there, other companies, major cloud companies in particular, as well as other firms, social media giants, are increasingly looking to build their own chips. And that's going to be a larger problem for Nvidia because those big name companies buy Nvidia chips by the boatload. And so if they have viable alternatives to Nvidia's chips, then that means that there's less of those major firms going out and buying Nvidia's own offerings. So that's a potential loss as far as incoming revenue goes. So, when you're looking at this company, it really comes down to the rivals starting to circle as far as, look, we can do this too. Why not? And then those companies that are increasingly looking to build their own chips with those rivals as well, Microsoft and AMD working on an AI chip, that really are part of the attacks against Nvidia at this point.
So then, Dan, as rivals are potentially now looking inwards at developing their own chips, what does Nvidia need to do then to keep its competitive edge?
Yeah, it really comes down to continuing to innovate. Look, they got on the AI train very early. When they were originally investing in the chips that now we see today, all of these companies buying up, and the reason why Nvidia stock is doing well, they were innovating. They were working on this. They were working on the software. They were working on the hardware, looking for ways to improve and optimize. And at that point, investors, analysts were wondering why they were basically throwing their money away. There was no understanding that eventually AI would explode the way it has. And so as long as they can continue to grow and innovate at the rate that they have, they may be able to fend off some of these challenges. But, someone that I spoke to had said, look, things in the chip industry are cutthroat and can change dramatically in an instant. And so, they really just have to be on their toes and ensure that they can keep Intel and AMD at bay.
I know they'll be looking over their shoulders. Appreciate that update. Our very own Dan Howley there.